Welcome to Wisdom for Life. Today we explore the inspiring journey of a man who changed his destiny through morning mastery. Meet Thomas. He is a 32-year-old night security guard who lives in a constant state of exhausting poverty. Every single night, he patrols empty hallways, feeling completely invisible to the world while his dreams slowly fade into absolute nothingness. The heavy burden of endless bills and a stagnant career makes him feel like he is trapped inside a dark maze. Despite his incredibly hard work, his bank account remains empty and his daily existence feels like a never-ending punishment loop. He watches wealthy people drive away in expensive cars, wondering why his own intense effort never leads to any real success. Then, tragedy strikes his fragile world. His beloved mother suddenly falls terribly ill, requiring expensive medical treatments he simply cannot afford. Standing inside the cold hospital room, Thomas feels a crushing wave of absolute helplessness wash over his tired and defeated soul. He realizes that hard work alone is not enough to protect the people he loves from the harsh realities of life. Something fundamental has to change. He cannot continue living this miserable existence while his precious family suffers in pain and poverty. One rainy evening, during his usual night shift, Thomas encounters Mr. Chen, a highly successful and deeply respected local business owner. Mr. Chen notices the profound sadness hidden in the young security guard's tired eyes and decides to start a meaningful conversation. Thomas pours his heart out, sharing his deep frustrations, his mother's sudden illness, and his desperate desire for a better life. The older man listens patiently, nodding with profound understanding, before offering a gentle smile that radiates genuine wisdom and deep compassion. Mr. Chen reveals a powerful secret. He explains that true success is not built during the busy and chaotic daylight hours. Instead, the foundation of a great future is quietly constructed during the lonely and silent hours before the sun even rises. He calls the time between 5 and 7 in the morning the ultimate magic hours for personal transformation and wealth creation. While the rest of the world remains fast asleep, the most successful individuals are busy building their skills and sharpening minds. Mr. Chen challenges Thomas to a strict 90-day system designed to completely rewire his brain and transform his financial reality. The rules are incredibly simple, but demand absolute discipline. There can be absolutely no negotiation with the alarm clock each morning. Thomas must wake up exactly at 5 every single day, dedicating the first hour entirely to learning a highly valuable skill. Mr. Chen suggests mastering Excel and basic accounting, as these practical skills are highly demanded in almost every modern corporate environment. From 6 to 7, Thomas must focus purely on his physical health and mental clarity through rigorous exercise and focused reading. To make this early schedule possible, he must force himself to go to sleep by 9 every single night without fail. Mr. Chen warns him about the notorious hell phase, the first 21 days where his body will aggressively fight back. Thomas accepts the daunting challenge. He buys a cheap notebook, writes down his new schedule, and prepares for the ultimate battle. Day 1 begins horribly. The alarm rings at 5, and the overwhelming urge to stay in bed feels almost physically painful. He drags his exhausted body out from under the warm blankets, stumbling toward the small desk in his dark, freezing apartment. Opening his old laptop, he searches for free accounting tutorials on YouTube, forcing his sleepy eyes to focus on the screen. The spreadsheets look like an alien language. His brain struggles to comprehend the complex formulas and basic financial concepts being explained. At 6, he drops to the floor to do push-ups, his weak muscles trembling under the unfamiliar strain of intense exercise. He finishes the painful hour by reading a few pages from a borrowed self-help book, trying to absorb positive thoughts. By 8 in the evening, exhaustion hits him like a massive freight train, making it incredibly difficult to stay fully awake. He forces himself into bed by 9, tossing and turning as his body resists the drastically new and unfamiliar sleep schedule. Day 3 is even worse. Every single muscle aches deeply, and the temptation to simply quit whispers loudly in his mind. He remembers his sick mother lying in the hospital bed, and that painful image fuels his determination to push through the fatigue. The first week feels like an eternity of suffering. The hell phase is completely real, testing every ounce of his willpower. However, Thomas refuses to surrender. He continues to watch financial tutorials every morning, slowly making sense of the complicated Excel sheets. By day 14, a tiny shift occurs. Waking up at 5 becomes slightly less painful, almost like a newly formed habit. He begins to actually understand the accounting principles, feeling a small spark of genuine confidence growing inside his previously doubtful mind. His morning push-ups become easier. He can now run a full mile around his quiet neighborhood before the sun finally rises. The daily reading expands his limited perspective, teaching him how successful people manage their time, money, and personal energy effectively. Day 21 arrives, marking the official end of the dreaded hell phase. Thomas feels a strange new energy surging within. He realizes that he has successfully conquered his own weakness. The morning routine is no longer a punishment, but a privilege. As month 2 begins, Thomas dives deeper into advanced accounting software, mastering pivot tables and complex financial forecasting techniques with ease. His physical appearance begins to change dramatically. He loses weight, gains lean muscle, and carries himself with a newfound proud posture. At his night job, he uses his break times to review his daily notes instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media. Mr. Chen occasionally checks on his progress, offering subtle nods of approval as he witnesses the remarkable transformation of the guard. Thomas starts creating detailed financial plans for his own life, tracking every single penny he earns and spends with absolute precision. He saves enough money to buy his mother some better medication, bringing a beautiful smile of relief to her tired face. The discipline of the magic hours spills over into every aspect of his existence, making him more focused, calm, and resilient. Month 3 brings a new level of intense focus. Thomas is now practically an expert in basic corporate accounting and bookkeeping. He decides it is finally time to take a massive leap of faith and apply for a better job during daytime. He updates his resume, proudly listing his newly acquired technical skills and demonstrating his deep understanding of modern financial management systems. He applies for a junior accountant position at a highly respected logistics company, hoping his self-taught knowledge will be enough. The waiting period is incredibly nerve-wracking, but he maintains his strict morning routine to keep his mind sharp and positive. Finally, he receives an email inviting him for an official interview. His heart races with a mixture of fear and excitement. He buys a cheap but neat suit from a local thrift store, ensuring he looks professional and ready for the opportunity. On the morning of the interview, he wakes up at 4:30, doing extra push-ups to burn off the nervous energy. He walks into the modern corporate building, feeling a stark contrast between this bright environment and his dark security guard booth. The hiring manager is initially skeptical of his unconventional background, questioning how a night guard learned advanced corporate accounting so well. Thomas confidently opens his laptop and presents a complex financial model he built entirely from scratch during his early morning sessions. He explains his rigorous 90-day system, detailing how he sacrificed sleep and comfort to master these incredibly valuable technical skills. The manager is deeply impressed by his incredible discipline, self-motivation, and the flawless accuracy of his detailed financial spreadsheet presentation. 2 days later, Thomas receives the phone call that instantly changes his entire life. He officially gets the junior accountant job. The new starting salary is exactly double what he made working those miserable night shifts as a lonely and tired guard. He immediately visits the hospital, tears of joy streaming down his face as he tells his sick mother the amazing news. He can finally afford to move them into a much better apartment and pay for top-quality health care without any worry. Thomas hands in his resignation letter at the security company, feeling a massive weight finally lifting off his strong, capable shoulders. On his first day at the new corporate office, he sits at his clean desk, feeling a profound sense of accomplishment. He effortlessly handles the daily accounting tasks, his mind sharp and fully prepared, thanks to those countless hours of morning study. His colleagues quickly notice his incredible work ethic and his ability to solve complex financial problems with surprising speed and accuracy. Even with his new success, Thomas refuses to abandon the magic hours. He continues waking up at 5 every single morning. The early morning remains his sacred time for personal growth, allowing him to stay one step ahead of every new challenge. He starts learning about investing and wealth building, determined to secure a truly prosperous future for himself and his beloved family. One weekend, he meets Mr. Chen for coffee, proudly wearing his new suit and exuding an aura of quiet, humble confidence. Mr. Chen smiles warmly, acknowledging that Thomas did not just learn accounting, he learned how to completely master his own destiny. The older mentor explains that the real secret was never just about waking up early, but about taking control of life. By conquering the morning, Thomas proved to himself that he possesses the inner strength to overcome any obstacle thrown his way. Thomas realizes that poverty is not always a permanent condition. Sometimes it is just a temporary lack of strategy and discipline. He starts mentoring a young, struggling delivery driver he meets, sharing the exact same 90-day blueprint that changed his life. He teaches the young man that the hours while others sleep are the most valuable currency anyone can ever possibly possess. His mother's health improves significantly thanks to the new treatments, bringing immense joy and deep peace to their previously chaotic household. Thomas looks at his bank account, watching the savings grow steadily as he applies his financial knowledge to his own money. He no longer feels invisible or trapped. He is the active author of his own story, writing a brilliant new chapter. The dark maze of his past has been completely replaced by a clear, brightly lit path toward endless possibilities and success. He reflects on those painful first 21 days, realizing that the hell phase was actually the forge that built him. Without that intense suffering and daily struggle, he would never have developed the unbreakable mental toughness required for true, lasting greatness. Every morning at 5, when the alarm rings, he still feels a brief moment of resistance, but discipline always wins immediately. He steps out into the crisp morning air, taking a deep breath of freedom, knowing he has conquered his own mind. His journey from a tired night guard to a successful corporate accountant proves that human potential is absolutely limitless and beautiful. We all have the exact same 24 hours in a day, but how we use the first 2 dictates everything. The magic hours are always waiting for anyone brave enough to sacrifice temporary comfort for the promise of a glorious future. If you feel stuck in life right now, remember Thomas and his incredible dedication to mastering the quiet hours of dawn. You do not need a miracle to change your life. You only need an alarm clock and an unbreakable, fierce commitment. Start your own 90-day challenge tomorrow morning. Wake up at 5, learn a valuable skill, and aggressively build your mind. Expect the health phase to hit you hard. Your body will beg you to quit, but your future self demands perseverance. Push through the pain, embrace the lonely darkness of the early morning, and watch how quickly your entire reality transforms beautifully. Thomas is not a superhero. He is just an ordinary man who decided to stop making excuses and start taking action. The skills you learn in the silence of the morning will eventually speak volumes in the bright light of your success. Do not let another year pass by while you remain trapped in the exact same painful situation you desperately want out. Take full control of your mornings, and you will take absolute control of your destiny, one single day at a time. The universe rewards those who are willing to do the hard work when absolutely nobody else is watching or cheering them. Your future wealth, health, and happiness are currently hiding in those magical hours between 5 and 7 in the early morning. Wake up early, stay incredibly focused, and never negotiate with your own potential for greatness, no matter how tired you feel. Let this story of Thomas inspire you to rise above your current circumstances and boldly claim the successful life you deserve. The power to change everything is already inside you, just waiting for the alarm clock to ring and awaken your spirit. Commit to the process, trust the 90-day system, and prepare to meet the absolute best version of yourself very soon. Thank you for joining us today to explore this deeply inspiring and life-changing journey of ultimate morning mastery and success. We hope you found immense value in this story and feel motivated to start your own incredible transformation journey starting tomorrow. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories that will elevate your mindset and life. This is Wisdom for Life, reminding you to always wake up early, chase your dreams, and build your absolutely brilliant future.